Just another little fact about the Eiffel Tower as we see Benoit about to get underway. Benoit Gallon. Did you know that the base pillars of the Eiffel Tower are orientated with the 4 points of the compass?
I did know that.
Well, you haven't mentioned it.
There should really have been some longer shots of the beautiful structure here. Internal really doesn't do it justice, and as you can see from some of the tread patterns here that have been worn down, there's been a lot of feet that have gone up and down this over the years. This time we're actually racing it. Italian Hittinger is the next man to take it on. I can't wait for Paul Halford, to be honest. He is from the Warrington Joggers. He also happens, of course, to be a contributor to Athletics Weekly. He looked a little bit humbled, or maybe overawed by what's ahead of him here, but I think he's got a good chance of setting a good time.
He's always been game for something different, this Paul. Of course, it'll appear in next week's magazine, I'm sure, a write-up on this event. But yes, I mean, what did we say his personal best for a marathon was in London? 2 hours 38? That is not hanging about. That is pretty much 6-minute miling. And just to put that in context, Carlton, that's about the pace that people like Mo Farah go training at when they go for an 8-mile run every morning, a 10-mile run every evening. They run at about 6 minutes per mile pace. So Paul Halford, very, very strong indeed. I'll be fascinated to see how he goes, because that, for me, is a good measure of the ability of some of these others.
Well, Charles Lejus has started the knee pushing. As you can see, it possibly wasn't a wise thing to feature some of the early runners here, but there is a smattering of talent, at which this man, Jeremy Goodalin, he's one of the amateurs, and he actually looks fit and ready for it, despite the arm warmers.
Well, he gave that camera a bit of a dirty look just then. I'm not sure he really wants cameras in his face. But let's see how he goes, because of course the problem with this thing is if you judge it wrong when you set off, as we see Paul Legrand head off, if you judge it wrong, it climbs on your back like a bear, as they say in 400-metre hurdles. You will be walking. It's very hard to recover and get jogging again. I think once you hit walking speed, that you're probably stuck to that for the rest of the ascent.
Right, Mallard. That's not something you call a judge, or indeed a bird.
I was going to say it's a duck.
To continue our avian conversation. I don't know where we got tied up in this, or indeed how we managed to be nailed for this particular job.
You started talking about cocks that were taken down on school routes. Weather vanes, yes.
Thank you. Christophe Mallard is on full attack, and we're finally getting towards our elite racers. He is a vertical kilometriste, and he comes from the Atlay area of Lorient. He finished 22nd in the vertical challenge of Chamonix, so I haven't got great hopes for him here. But Roman Fontaine, it's the Roman fountain. It makes you want to throw a penny at him.
Have you mentioned the golf tournament, by the way? No. In 1999, there was a golf tournament in Paris for the first time, and the first and last hole was under the Eiffel Tower. Now, what I want to know, if you're playing a golf tournament through the middle of Paris, through the crowd, or do they scream four?
Four.
You know this? Have you played golf in France?
Yes, I have.
But I thought they were anti-Franc-Franglais.
No, a 4 is not the number. It's
to me.
No, it's a head, and it's from fore. It is correct.
It's what?
Latin derived. It
Really?
means 4 as in a head, as opposed to number 4, because you can't count above 4.
So they don't scream quatre?
No, they shout 4.
So it doesn't carry, does it?
No.
4! You don't say quatre!
It's like everyone calls May Day. They don't go Premier May if they want help. And we do.
Voilà, Thomas qui sourit en tout cas. En plus, un connaisseur, bien sûr, pendant les coursailles. Je crois que tu en es à combien de participations, Thomas? 3e participation. Demain, 4e. Voilà, Thomas Saint-Giron. Attention à Thomas. 2 épreuves en 2 jours.
This is Christophe Mallard. There he is. Thank you, Mallard. Comes past the press. Tim Hutchins is just trying to gather himself on what I think is possibly one of our more difficult assignments. Here we are then. It is Etienne Loisel.
Well, he looks more the real McCoy for me. No long sleeves. The more serious the runs are getting, the less gear they're wearing, you will note. Yes, because it's a bit breezy and probably pretty cool up there, but frankly, if you're working very hard for 6, 8, 10 minutes as these guys are, then you don't think about pumping very hard with your arms and your knees and trying to get to the top. 11:42 for Xavier Maresque.
Well, he's way down on Susie Walsham. I told you it was a very good time. That's if her time's correct, 9:44, but she was the winner.
That cannot be. Well, no, let's not say it cannot be, because maybe Susie Walsham's done incredibly well there. But
Susie Walsham is a specialist, and Xavier Maresque is probably a rope maker from Lorient. I've no idea.
And he is an amateur. You're right.
There we are. But pleased that one has come to a close. I'm sure some of you will be at home as well. This is Benjamin Bellamy.
Or Benjamin to his friends.
Yes, exactly. And no relation to the great botanist. However, does sport a beard. He's shaking out the thighs and he's going to have a go. This man has already finished. It is Frank Ferrari. So add your 9 to your 5 to your 1 and you'll get his time.
We just needed time for Frank.
Yes, we'll get one in a moment.
He went off just before Xavier Maresque. So Xavier did pass him, in fact. 24 heading off. That is Benjamin Bellamy.
Stanley Hughes says, this is great TV. Goes with a curry. Does he mean this is hot? Does he mean this is giving him indigestion?
I'm not sure what he means.
No, I don't know.
He's sitting at home enjoying his curry. And good luck to you, sir.
Yeah.
You've got the requisite liquid refreshment to go with it.
That's Anton Philip, which it sounds onomatopoeic. I'll guess his medal.
27.
Oh, almost took the wrong stairs.
Marco Facchinelli.
A moment of... I beg your pardon.
I'm just saying it how it's supposed to be said. He's an Italian. Marco Facchinelli. Facchinelli, Italian. And going for it. Martin de Matteis of Italy. Coming home. I see his splits there. That would suggest he missed one of the timing mats.
There was a pas de deux, I think, just to finish it off. Quite remarkable. There we are. Well, we've certainly got a flourish ending. Let's have a look. Here he is. There we are. Sort of sailed through. It's a shame we didn't have a super slow-mo on the pas de deux when he went back to wave at the pigeons. There we are. Without timings, you'll forgive our mirth just for the time being. We are waiting for a proper challenge here. Julia Rancon.
Or Rancon. Rancon.
Well, it depends, actually. If he comes from...
No, there's not that funny little upside-down question mark.
No,
this is not an event for massive crowds of spectators, is it? When the three tenors held a concert at the foot of the Eiffel Tower, that was Carreras, Domingo and Pavarotti, 200,000 people were in the audience near the base of the Eiffel Tower. That was back in 1990. 200,000. Count them.
How many do you think we've got tonight?
Slightly smaller number.
Matt Davidge says, this is possibly the funnest thing I've ever seen. I'm not quite sure whether that's complimentary, but I'll stick with it. Frank Flammer, there we are. Or Flamier?
Franz Klammer?
Flammer. Yeah, it's obviously his brother. Without that, skis. Probably would have gone quicker with skis. Come on, you've got a finish line to cross here. That is Art Perret, and he's strolled over the finish line, which he could have actually fallen over a while ago. He's added about 40 seconds to his time, just courtesy of...
He's given 100% at least. I like to see people finish an event, even if it's a fun event like this. Semi-serious for some of them, but I'd like to see them having given their all, and he clearly has. Bless him. And it hurts. It hurts. I mean, sprinters sometimes finish sessions in tears, such as the build-up of lactic in their hamstrings and their buttocks. And, same will be for these people, but it'll be more in the quads, I suspect. Their big thigh muscles, the front of your thigh. 31 going through. That's a slow-mo of Adrien Perret.
Frankly, Tim, I think this needs a daytime airing.
This is why
it's going to come
I'm
out
convinced they've missed a